one from Amazon, so you can see my hands on it. You can see the scale of the box there. Annoyingly, they put the label on there, so you can't pull it off either. So that's the box. Inside, the Dremel comes in a really sturdy black case, which I'm really keen on because I like keeping all my tools ordered. It's got a flip-up opening here, and inside, right, you can see what we've got. I'll take it out bit by bit. You've got an empty compartment here, you've got a box of tools here, and then you've got the Dremel itself here. Right, let's have a look. Now, in case you don't know, this bit lifts out. Let's remove the Dremel. And there's another tool underneath. It's like the secret Christmas present you never thought you had. This, I'll get it out for you, here, is called a flexi shaft attachment. And what that does is that fits onto the Dremel, and I'll show you how it works a little bit later. Okay, first of all I'm going to give you a very brief demonstration of the Dremel tool itself, and then after that I am going to tell you what all the tools in the box do. So first of all, let's look at this. The buttons we have are variable speed control here. When you're working on pieces you generally start off low and work up in general. This is a spindle lock button here. I'll show you how you use it in a sec. And we have on off buttons here and here. So it doesn't matter if you're left or right handed. Now if you want to hold this tool, you generally hold it like that. And if you look underneath, there's an indentation, you see that? And that's to make it comfortable for your fingers when you're using the tool. Alternatively, if you're doing precision work, which a lot of people use Dremels for, you can actually hold it like a pencil. Write your name and things. And I love Danger Mouser and things like that. So, another feature is the hanging hook here. You see, just fits in there. So when you're not using it and you're on a workbench full of loads of other tools, just hang it out the way and you can just unhook it when you need to use it again. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing. What I'll do now is I'll show you how to change a tool, because that's the most basic exercise on the Dremel before you can use it. So just select a tool. What have we got here? We'll use this tool here. So first of all, you're going to insert it. This is the chuck here, and if you look inside, can you see a little silver bit? That's the collet, and the long bit on tools is called the mandrel. So the mandrel fits into the collet. So what we need to do first is always make sure this is turned off and stopped. Well, not turned off, just stopped, because you could damage it. So you press the spindle lock, and you want to insert the tool in there. Now if you can see, it's too small, so we've got to open up the chuck. So we do that by grabbing it and turning it away from you, keeping the spindle lock on the whole time, and then you should be able to insert the mandrel like that. Keep the spindle lock on and then turn the chuck towards you until it's tight. Okay, when it's tight, release the spindle lock and you're good to go. Now if you want to take that tool out, it's exactly the same principle. Press the spindle lock, turn the chuck away from you and tool out. And that's the basic operation and features of the Dremel. So now we will go to how all these tools work and what they're for. Right, now I'm going to show you what's in the box, and as I'm unboxing I will try and lay it out in logical order so you understand what does what. Okay, so let's open it up. Okay, we'll start with these little bits here. That's polish, a polishing compound which you generally use for things like jewellery. Oh, that's an easy click mandrel. I'll show you where that goes. Put that here. This is for grinding and sharpening knives and stuff like that. Here we have discs, sanding discs, or sanding drums as Dremel call them, and we've got different grades. I'll get them in. Different grades of sandpaper, so I'll put those there and there, which is quite handy. Now what we've got here is the sanding drum that is mounted onto a mandrel. Now what you normally have to do is unscrew there, take that off, and then put the different grades on. So that mandrel goes with all the sanding discs. Okay. Here we use these for cutting. There's a reinforced one here, a reinforced one here, and two just normal grit cutting discs. Sorry, 5 normal grit cutting discs. Now I'm going to show you what this does now. Now when I said easy click, right, that works with these hardcore cutting discs. Now if you look, I don't know if you can see there, the profile on the end is exactly the same, and the way it works is you pull down this, it slots in there, slots in the end of the cutting disc, and then you release, and then that secures that, and you can then put the mandrel into the Dremel. What else have we got? It's like Christmas, isn't it, unboxing all this? Okay, so what we've got here is polishing pads. This is usually made for, these are usually used for polishing jewellery, all types of metals. It's good for that, so I'll put that next to the polishing compound. Got 2 smaller ones if you need to get into nooks and crannies. There you go. And let's have a look. Here. This is another grinding tool. So whatever you need to grind, whatever metal. So that's good for metal. So that means hardcore stuff. It's not a tool for little jobs. Right then, we have this, which has got a screw head on the end of it there. Don't know if you can see that. That is used with the polishing tools. You simply screw them in there, and that secures them in place, and then you can mount them into the collet of the Dremel. What other tools have we got? Oh, a drill. Now one thing I would say about the drills and Dremels is you can only use one size because of the shank here. So there are other options. If you go to the Dremel website, you can get shanks which are all the same size, but then they have different diameters of drill on the end, so you can, that gets around that problem. That goes in the drill section. So what's next in the box of goodies? We have, oh, that, if you can see there are little blades on the end there. That is for carving wood, so you can write your name in it, do lots of different shapes. That's pretty cool. Next up we have another mandrel. Now this one's got a screw on the end, you see that? Now that is so when you're using these cutting discs, you simply unscrew that, put the disc on there like that, and then tighten it up through the top, and then that can be placed into the Dremel. So that goes in that section. And then finally we have a tool here. Now as you can see, it's double-ended. That side is used to tighten up the collet when you're putting the tools into the Dremel, and this side is used for the mandrel here, so you can tighten and untighten quite quickly. And there we have it. I'm going to show you how to attach a flex shaft to a Dremel 3000. The reason you have flex shafts is because the Dremel is quite heavy itself, and if you want to do very fine engraving or carving, for example, I love Dr. Danger Mouse up, it could be quite taxing on your wrist to be using this all day. So let's get started. First of all, you should have an adapter like that. And next we start to dismantle the Dremel 3000. So press the spindle lock button here, which is the blue button here, and undo the chuck, which is the black bit on the end. Just twist it away from you. Okay, there we go. Don't lose these bits. Now inside we have the collet. Simply pull that out. And the next thing we do is get rid of this collar. And just put them to one side where they're going to be safe. Next, we need to put the attachment on. Now if you look at it, you can see there's a screw thread there. That screws onto the end, onto the spindle bit of the Dremel. As we have to attach the flex shaft connector end to the Dremel 3000. Now that's the one, as you can see. Now inside, you can see a little, I think it's brass connector. So you've got to make sure that that sits squarely in that hole there. So I'm going to just have a little wiggle. There we go. And once you feel that click, you can just tighten it up. Now mine's quite new, my Dremel 3000, so it's quite stiff at the moment. Keep tightening and tightening. And there you have it. You're good to go. If you want to reverse the procedure and take it out, you unscrew, unscrew, that's it, and it should slut out. Dremel 3000 back together, we simply reverse what we've done. So hold down the spindle lock, unscrew the adapter, take that off, don't lose it. Put the collet back in. This holds the mandrel in place, which is basically what all the tools are attached to. Screw the chuck back on. That's nice and firm. And the collar. And there you have it. Flex shaft attached and deattached. I hope you find this video useful. Please press subscribe and like.